experience with digital resources has been great. We've had a professional relationship for several years. This is the second iteration of upgrades that they've done here in this boardroom. Always great working with them, from sitting down and talking about what our needs are, and then having them design things that are going to fit specifically what we're looking for the end product. Being the end user in the control room, working with Jay has been always great, because he's always thinking about, how I'm going to interact with the pieces of equipment that they're installing, and his recommendations have always been great. And then on the back end, after the equipment's been installed, it's always great to be able to know that you could just reach out with a question or a concern, and they're always there to help you out.
So one of the things is that we go through a very thorough process in terms of whenever we're going to purchase any equipment or major projects. And so what we do is go through our purchasing department. We put out an RFP or an RFQ in accordance with what the regulations allow. We also like to make sure that we know vendors are on copy for that quote, that request for proposal, that we know who actually can do the job. And it's always refreshing that when digital resources, we see them respond, because we know a couple of things. We know that they have a high degree of quality. We know that they are committed. And what we also know is that they become a partner, not just a vendor. So when they're involved in a project, what they will do is actually take ownership of it as well. Even when we have problems that's beyond the scope of what is needed or required, they would actually go ahead on and give us recommendations and actually make some things happen. We can actually give examples of some of the things that happened because of the pandemic. One critical piece was not able to be delivered. They recommended other pieces of equipment. They made sure that piece of equipment came in and that it fit in seamlessly, and the product was just excellent. It's what you see here now.
When Digital Resources came in to upgrade the components in our control room, basically they looked at everything we had, looked at what needed to be upgraded, and thought about what would help us and what would be the best fit for us. So they came in, they upgraded our whole production setup in there, from the switcher to our character generator, our lower thirds, and just the way that everything is controlled in here. We went from AMX to Crestron as far as the interface for controlling the entire room. It's been great.
I would definitely consider them. Actually, make sure you include them on the request for proposal, because what you're going to get is some of the things that I just named. So some of the things that you really have to look at, prices is very important, and they are always very competitive, but the level of quality that you need, this is our boardroom, so really you don't get a chance to do over when you have these board meetings, right? So you need to make sure that you get somebody who can actually be there for you, make sure they deliver quality, but also stand by. For the first few board meetings that we had, they actually came and attended in the background as well. So those are the type of commitments that we're talking about. Those are the type of things that you need to look for when you're looking for a vendor.